Hello, relatives. Welcome to my channel. My name is Raven, and today I'm going to do something new. Something that I've been feeling called to do for a long time. And that is give you a little energy reading. Share a collective message with you. And bear with me because, again, it's new. Not necessarily new to tarot reading or card reading or energy reading, but I'm new to sharing it. So I've been reading cards since about 2019. And actually, reading cards is not the correct way to say it. It's more like I've been a student of the cards. The cards have taught me many lessons, more specifically about doubting myself and not trusting myself and not trusting my inner knowing of things. So for me, I use the cards more for confirmation and guidance, or confirmation and overall view. I'm coming to you live from my home, off grid. We're outside. The beautiful sun is setting, and I don't know. I just felt like this was the time to do it. I keep making excuses and reasons of why I can't do it, and today I'm just going to do it. So, I'm just going to read a little something that I prepared, not word for word, but I'm just going to share my intentions. So, we're outside in the legit desert, like middle of almost nowhere, right? I have, I guess this is the fall season, the fall energy. We are approaching winter. It will be here next week, the solstice. So we are quickly approaching winter. So we are ending the fall season. And fall is basically a point in time where things die back, right? Things die back. They reach their full potential, and they collect, gather, harvest fruits of labor, right? And so as we approach winter, which to me, winter represents, it represents like death and rebirth almost. It represents barrenness and fertility. It represents introspection. It represents a time of light. It represents a time of dark. I think winter sort of rebalances things and reminds us that we shouldn't take the brighter times and the longer days for granted, but we should also enjoy the light that we do have. So, we just had our full moon last week. It was a full moon in Gemini. And basically, that would be the culmination of a cycle, a 6-month cycle that we have reached the peak of. And at this point, the moon is waning. So, meaning she's preparing herself for a brand new cycle, which would be next week, the new moon. So let me just share what I had prepared. So, essentially, my intentions for this reading are to share collective messages with those who are aligned with my energy and spirit. I can't be the only person out here going through these things. And so sometimes I feel like I need to share my experience with others who might be experiencing similar life lessons, similar challenges, similar experiences. Or if not, then at least I can inspire, guide, illuminate some of those experiences to others. My messages are heart led. I am an intuitive empath. All of us are, can be. You just have to work on it and trust your instincts and your feelings. I learned so much from my personal experiences. I share truth, and I have a lot of life experience. I've had many ups and downs, I've had lots of failures, I've had lots of successes. I've had lots of life challenges, okay? I will reflect on my personal struggles and find meaning in them in some way. So, generally, I seek out the higher truth and what is going on in my life and little experiences that I may have with others. I try to find the higher meaning in them, or the hidden meaning, or the hidden truths, or the hidden lessons. And the way I find that out is through studying nature, studying the environment, absorbing energy. I definitely watch animals a lot. I observe what they're doing, what's going on, what's happening out here. And I use all of those symbols to assign meaning to things. So, if that is something that you feel aligned with, then this reading is for you. Now, just remember that we are all sovereign beings. We have the ability to decide, discern for ourselves if messages are meant for us or not, right? So don't try to assign meaning to something if it doesn't have any meaning for you. If you feel like, I don't know what she's talking about, it's okay. Let it go. Leave it alone. So these messages are not so much meant to influence anyone in particular, but they are meant to guide, provide confirmation, and confirm that you are on the right path on your journey. Okay? Your free will is yours. So that means you have the right to act on your own accord and in your own power. And so, let us begin. Things that I've been asking myself is, what do I need to release from this past full moon, right? Because a full moon is essentially the moon in all her power, right? It means that she has reached the culmination point and she is bearing it all. But it's also a very good and powerful time to release things. However, I personally believe that releasing should come more so after the full moon. I guess it just depends on what your practice is, right? So it doesn't mean you can't still release things during the full moon, because you definitely can, and it's a powerful time to. But I think the time after the full moon is where we go in and we start to kind of, you know, not cover ourselves up, but reflect on, you know, what just happened this last cycle. So you can do it several ways. You can use 6 months as the cycle. So the full moon in Gemini would be from the start of the new moon in Gemini. And then that's about 6 months. Or you can do just the moon cycle itself, that 3 week cycle, 4 week cycle. Technically, it's only 14 days to get to the full moon, so it could even be a 2 week cycle. But you have to decide what works best for you and apply it to your own journey. So, we have about 6 days before the next new moon cycle. So, this is the perfect time to start reflecting on the last 6 months, or the last 4 weeks, or the last 3 weeks, or however you wanna apply it. Gemini itself is a lot about two sides, right? So, Gemini is air energy. Geminis are very talkative, communicative, flirty, gossipy. And I'm not saying gossipy as like a bad thing, but they just like to interact with people. They like to talk. They like to communicate. They like to stir things up. So, we just had our full moon in Gemini, right? It just ended. So it says it's about clarity, expression, and flexibility. Clarity, meaning, making things clear, expressing your truth, the truth, whatever the truth is. Expression. So many Geminis express themselves in many ways. It may not necessarily just be communication. It could be how they dress. It could be how they talk. It could be how they walk. It could be how they interact with people. All sorts of things. So this one says, communicate your truth and find clarity in your thoughts and words, and be flexible. So Gemini is a mutable sign. Therefore, they can kind of go with the flow. They can kind of insert themselves in almost any situation. So my Gemini is my 12th house, right? My Gemini placement is my 12th house. So that means I got a lot going on in my subconscious mind. I'm constantly processing thoughts. I'm constantly, taking in information and communicating things, and people are communicating with me in ways that, they probably don't even know that I'm picking up on. So, what I've been asking myself in general, because this last 6 months for me, I started a new job. The job has been challenging, has been something I did not want to go back into, but it was a necessity. Like, I have to provide for myself. I have to do my best to survive out here in this 3D world that we live in. So, what I've been asking myself, and what I feel like the full moon kind of revealed to me, because the full moon is also a revelation. It's a revelation of things, truths, lessons. So it just really revealed to me that my spiritual side has been at the wayside at the count of this job, okay? And I feel like something is missing. I feel like something is missing in my life, and that's what it is. It's my spiritual. Because, like, before that, I was engaging in my own spiritual practices, and, I'm not in like a group or anything, and I don't have like a crowd or anything like that, but it's been missing. And then, when I interact with people at work, sometimes I feel like I'm not fully available to share my thoughts, experiences, my wisdom with people, because I'm at work. I'm in a professional environment. I'm in a place where people are needy, or like they came for a service and I have to, do my job. So I've just been a little bit unsettled lately because I have been like, I can read undertones like of a situation, of an environment, like pretty easily. Takes me a minute to absorb it, process it, and then say, okay, this is what this is. But I've been encountering a lot of women lately, and these women are having procedures done, and they're having parts of themselves removed. And I'm not saying that's wrong, okay? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying whatever. I'm saying that I've been noticing after these procedures that they are so sad. They are so sad. They're grieving this loss of the parts that have been removed. And so I absorb that stuff and I bring it home and I'm like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? So anyways, I'm trying to, relate this to my spiritual side that has also been removed, or even my own parts that have been removed or taken or whatever. So for me, this last 6 months has revealed my spiritual side has been greatly neglected. And this is one way that I'm going to try to reintegrate it. And that is through sharing my energy with you, and sharing my readings with you, and sharing my lessons with you. Okay? So, I know that was kind of a lot, but we are going to have a new moon next week in Sagittarius, right? And we all know Sagittarius is a adventurous, sometimes stubborn, explorer, curious, intelligent, bright, strong energy. Okay? Strong fire sign energy. Fire sign ignite things, right? They ignite things, they start things, they get things going, burning. They're visionaries, right? So to me, looking back at the 6 months and what I need to release is, I'm going to release neglecting my spiritual side, because I feel like it's such a big part of who I am, and I'm just like silencing it. I'm suffocating it. And so my intention is to release that feeling, or those feelings associated with I can't be myself, right? Or I can't share my experience or spiritual side with people because it's not appropriate, or it's not this, or it's not that. So for the new moon in Sagittarius, it says, set your sights on adventure and embrace opportunities for growth. So Sagittarius, explore, optimize, and growth. Okay? Explore, optimize, and growth. So now, whenever I think of Sagittarius, I think of Orion. And I'm not sure if that's who that is on this card, and I don't know if there's any technical association or not. But for me, whenever I think of Sagittarius, I think of Orion, the hunter. Like I said, new moons are all about igniting, right? Igniting. So this says, this is the moment to spark new ideas and take bold action towards your desires, initiation, passion, and new beginnings. So in order to have those new things come in, you have to make room. And you have to make room by releasing, okay? You have to make room by releasing. and nurturing. Okay. So I don't know if we're technically in the waning crescent stage, but we are in the waning moon, and there's only about 6 days left in the moon cycle. Okay. So this is a time for introspection and rest and preparing for the new cycle ahead. And like I said, in order to have something new come into your life, you have to make room. And the only way to make room is to release, to purify, to rest, to introspect, to renew, and to prepare. So, right now, that was cool. We are in the Libra sign. The moon is in the sign of Libra, and Libra represents balance, the scales, and all that, regular stuff. But essentially, Libra does rule the kidneys. And what do the kidneys do when you think about it? They purify your blood. They process all the blood and fluid that is pumped through your body and rid you of toxins. So it kind of just led me down this path of, this is a good time to be asking these questions. This is a good time to be processing and releasing emotions and information and, things that we just don't need anymore, because essentially that is what the kidneys do. They release the things that you don't need, and they release them into what is urine, and the urine comes out of your body and goes out the window, out the door, out the toilet, out the wherever. Okay, so that's where I'm at now. I am going to pull a few cards just to kind of confirm that we are on the right track with our processes for release. I'm using the Aquarian, or I guess it's the Morgan Greer Tarot, but it just reminds me of the Aquarian age. I don't know, is that even what it's called? I've had this deck for a long time. I guess it's just Morgan Greer Tarot. And I carried it with me in my car. I carried it in my purse. I pulled it out like during some very difficult times. And so this deck knows me. This deck knows my heart. And we are just going to ask this deck, what are we releasing over this next 6 days? What can we be reflecting on over these next 6 days? And then I'll follow up and ask, what are we making room for? Okay. So what are we releasing? What are we releasing? What are we releasing? What are we, the collective, releasing for the remainder of this moon cycle? She got something to say. So the first card out is the Six of Wands. So to me, this means that we are releasing things that have been causing us conflict, okay? That have been causing us conflict, that have been all up in our business, and we don't like it. Things that have been causing us to feel insecure or unworthy or battered or injured or bruised. We are releasing conflict. Okay, we're releasing conflict. We are releasing conflict so that we can move into this confidence, this success, this power, this arrogance almost. Not really, but almost. I mean, think about what it takes to sit up on this high horse, okay? And look at the horse. She is pretty, okay? Success. The fool, right? The fool. Because we are trying to get to this new beginning, right? We are going on a new journey. We're going on an adventure. We are exploring, okay, what is to come. We can't really see what else is out there yet, but we are ready, right? We are ready to go. We got our little sack, we got our little homie dog with us, and we are ready for something new. And we are approaching that new something with purity in our hearts, okay? Purity in our minds, okay? We are leaving the dark times behind and we are moving into something new. And then next, we have the page, the knight, and the 8 of Pentacles. So if that does not confirm that we are building something new, we are learning lessons, okay, so that we can become this stable, secure knight, okay? And it looks like that sun might be setting. All right, he's moving towards something. He is moving slow and steady, but he is moving towards something slow and steady and responsible. Okay. So those are confirmations that we are going to be working hard to release whatever we don't have room for anymore. Okay. We don't have room for it no more. So we are releasing it. So let's ask, what are we making room for? Ooh, the Chariot. We are making room for the Chariot. And what does the Chariot represent? Oh my goodness. All sorts of things, to be honest with you. The new moons are sitting on his shoulders, right? The new moons are sitting on his shoulders. The Chariot, you have to be in control, all right, of that chariot. If not, they will run you off, tip you over, turn you upside down, everything else. Those two horses right there. They will tip you over and take you on a wild goose chase if you are not in control of yourself, of your emotions, of your body, okay? But it also represents movement, right? Moving forward, moving forward. The Chariot is the moon, Cancer energy, okay? It can represent the home as well. But either way, the Chariot represents also balance and control, right? So whatever we are moving towards is going to provide us balance and control in our lives. It's going to provide good things, okay? Good things. Ooh. It's going to provide us with confidence, independence, luxury, security, okay? Accomplishments. It's going to allow us to leave all the heartache and the pain behind. That's what we need to do. Stop beating ourselves up. Stop harming ourselves. Stop grieving. Stop crying. Stop lying to ourselves. Okay? Stop reliving the pain that we've been through and just move forward. Move forward. Move forward. Move forward into that new cycle. Okay? So that's good confirmation for us. Then I'm going to go into this Dreams of Gaia tarot because there are lots of animals and plants. It's just a pretty little deck that I have and that I resonate with. And sometimes for me, the meanings don't always mean, what the book says. So if you're one of those listeners that needs to have the exact meaning of a card, I'm probably not the right reader for you. So, let me ask this deck. What are we releasing with the remainder of this lunar cycle? What are we releasing for the remainder? Ooh. Lots to say at the bottom. Two of fire at the bottom. So for me, that means potential. The underlying energy has everything to do with potential. This is like way too many cards for me to be reading, but I'm going to go with the major first. So this is card number 22. She is looking like she's in all her glory in her darkness, right? She is looking like she is using all her power to stay in her truth. She is looking like she's not letting nobody tell her anything, okay? And she also looks like she knows things that other people don't know, okay? So, to me, this means that we are, in a way, creating our future, right? We are creating our own future. We're not listening to anybody else and what they have to say. We are listening to ourselves, to our own inner knowing. We are respecting and appreciating our darkness. We are respecting and appreciating our intuition. We are respecting and appreciating our true selves. Okay? That owl is right there with her because he knows that he can trust her, right? So he is lending her power. Okay? I believe this little black cat next to her is protecting her, but he also looks a little suspicious. That spider grandmother is weaving protection around this woman, okay? She is weaving protection and she is supporting her at the same time. That moon, okay, is shining brightly. Those candles are shining brightly. And honestly, this card is highly balanced. There's a left and a right side. There's a light and a dark side. And it's also the master number 22. So you know what you got to do. You know what you need to do. And if you don't know, do that inner reflection and introspection to figure it out and believe it. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Then the remainder of what we have here is from every element. We have a water. So we have a 6 of cups. And he is looking into that mirror. And to me, it almost looks like he's looking into the past, right? He's looking into the past and looking into the future. It almost looks like a little bit of Gemini energy with those 2 faces on that mirror. Okay, but he looks happy when he sees himself. He looks happy when he's looking back at the past. He's looking like, look, every lesson, every emotional trial, everything that I had to go through has been worth it, you know? Or he's also looking back at the past and he's smiling at the good times. And he's like, you know what? Those were good times, but now I'm moving forward. I'm moving forwards. Yes. All right. And we are moving forward with speed here. This is the 8 of Wands, 8 of Fire. This girl is confident, okay? She can handle many things at one time. All right? She's ready for it. Period. And the 3 of Earth. He is building, okay? He is building a new life. He is using what he has around him. He looks abundant. He looks focused. He looks happy. And those plants and those animals are helping him to do what he needs to do. Period. It looks like he's helping plant new seeds for the future, okay? And to be honest, this man kind of looks a little bit like a tree man. He's planting these acorns, and he is also giving a part of himself, okay? He's making a sacrifice to build something in the future, to help something grow, okay? And lastly, we have the Ace of Swords, or Ace of Air, or One of Air. This dragon is looking fierce, okay? This dragon is looking like he knows all the truths, right? This dragon is holding the truth in his hand. You are not going to fool him. You are not going to get past him, okay? He is holding all the truth. He's bringing us clarity. He is bringing us the truth by any means necessary. And lastly, we have the 6 of Swords, 6 of Air. This lady is balanced, okay? She's living in both dark and light at the same time. She is moving to a better place in her life. Okay, her chakras are aligned. Her mind is intact. Her crown chakra is glowing, okay? It's like she is the carrier. She has the light and the dark. And she is trusting and believing in her heart and what her heart tells her. So, like we said earlier, if you don't know what you're moving into or what this next cycle should bring to you, take some time and explore. Take some time to ask yourself, what do you need to make room for? What do you need to make room for? New opportunities. Okay? New opportunities. New partnerships. Okay? Partnering with a friend, partnering with a lover, partnering with spirit, with the universe, with God, with whoever you want to partner with. Somebody out there is matching your energy, and somebody out there is trying to help you get to where you need to go. Okay? So, thank you for watching or listening. I appreciate you all for every little bit of love and support that you can send me. And until next time, it's been real. Bye.